The kids from Stranger Things have survived the Upside Down, Demogorgons, the Mind Flayer, and even the Starcourt Mall. In real life though, their true battle may be remembering all the strict rules Netflix makes them adhere to. Welcome back to the Binger, guys. When we first met the cast of Stranger Things, it was full of young, fresh-faced newcomers. Since then, we've come to know and love the young heroes who regularly go up against mysterious forces in Hawkins, Indiana. And now that the show is a massive hit, Netflix has become increasingly more protective of it. That means by the time Stranger Things 3 came around, the streamer had to come up with a pretty strict set of rules for the actors to follow. And in this video, we're going behind the scenes of Stranger Things to take a look at some of those rules. The first thing any actor does when they arrive on set is get their makeup done. Sometimes actors bring their own makeup artist with them on a project, and other times they might try to take matters into their own hands and attempt to do their makeup themselves. None of that is allowed on the set of Stranger Things though. Every actor is expected to come to work with a freshly scrubbed face that's free of makeup. Given the show's specific look, it's no surprise that the production would want to carefully control their actors' appearance. Everyone on camera needs to look like they're in the 1980s. Plus, they're often caked in dirt or other weird substances after going up against some of those slimy denizens of the Upside Down. However, there's another reason this rule exists. It avoids production delays. Millie Bobby Brown, the actress behind fan-favorite character Eleven, once came to set completely covered in glitter. As anyone who's gotten even a little bit of glitter on their skin knows, it's incredibly hard to get off. So the Stranger Things makeup team had their work cut out for them that day. First, they had to remove all the glitter, and then they had to apply Brown's makeup to make sure that she was ready to embody Eleven. The extra work added 45 minutes to the routine and pushed back the day's filming schedule. Brown insists that she doesn't know where the glitter came from. Still, we're sure that she was especially grateful to the makeup team that day for their hard work. In addition to the restrictions on makeup, the cast is also limited in what they can do with their hair. After all, they need to maintain era-appropriate hairdos, right? This is especially true of Joe Keery, who plays Steve Harrington. Keery isn't allowed to cut his hair unless show creators Matt and Ross Duffer give him the go-ahead. In all fairness though, Keery's character is nicknamed The Hair. That name would become meaningless if he got a buzz cut. In Stranger Things 3, when Scott works at Chips Ahoy, the ice cream shop in the mall, he has to hide his hair under a hat. As he says, when girls don't respond to him as they usually do, keeping all that hair out of sight is suppressing his natural magnetism. As long as Keery plays Steve, he's gonna have to maintain those luscious locks. Still, Keery doesn't seem to mind though. In an interview, he said that his hair was overgrown and gravity-defying before he was cast on the show. He confessed that his dad always encouraged him to do something to tame that wild mane. After becoming known for his hair though, Keery's decision to keep it big and natural turned out for the best. Stranger Things makes viewers nostalgic for a bygone era. Despite everything that the show's characters have gone up against, it makes the 80s seem like a more innocent time. A time before cell phones and the internet. A time when kids played Dungeons and Dragons in their basement and rode their bikes outside. A time when the height of fitness was jazzercise and even the healthiest bodies were just a little on the soft side. Oh, that's right, the powers that be at Netflix are even sensitive to the way their fit cast's bodies look. They don't want them to be too shredded. People didn't look that defined in the 80s, so Netflix and the Duffer Brothers make sure that the actors don't look too hard-bodied. This rule was especially important for Dacott Montgomery, who debuted in Season 2 as the bully Billy Hargrove. Before Stranger Things, Montgomery was Jason, the Red Ranger in the Power Rangers movie. He got ripped for that role, but when he landed the part in Stranger Things, he was told that his look wouldn't work for his character. To soften himself up, Montgomery adjusted his diet and added a few pounds to his slim physique. Despite the lack of a six-pack, in Stranger Things 3, the ladies at the pool are happy to ogle Billy when he's on lifeguard duty. One of the things that causes an actor to lose out on a role is scheduling conflicts. If an actor gets cast in 2 roles, but they're scheduled to shoot at the same time, they'll have to give up one of the projects. Sometimes though, productions do their best to accommodate their actors. If they can, they'll create a schedule that allows the actor to shoot both projects at once. This just isn't realistic for a show with an intense shooting schedule like Stranger Things though. So if the actor wants to take on other projects, they have to work around the series' shooting schedule. This almost became a problem for Finn Wolfhard, who plays Mike Wheeler on the show. Before he was cast in Stranger Things, Wolfhard was cast as Richie in the movie It. At first, it looked like Wolfhard might have to forego the chance to be in the Netflix show. Fortunately for us though, It experienced some pretty big delays that pushed production back a whole year. That left Wolfhard open to appear in both Stranger Things and It after all. In an interview with Cinema Blend, Francesca Reel disclosed some of the precautions that Netflix takes to prevent plot leaks. Reel was lifeguard Heather Holloway in Stranger Things 3 and was amazed at the lengths that the company goes to. One of the measures that they take is to password protect all the screeners provided to the cast in advance of the show's release. By password protecting their screeners, if a leak happens, Netflix can trace it back to the leaker. Now, of course, since the actors are aware of this, they're even less likely to share their screeners with anyone. They wouldn't want to get in trouble with the company that employs them after all, right? More than that though, who wants spoilers to come out before the season premieres on Netflix? Even Reel said it would be a lot less fun to watch the latest season of Stranger Things if the plot was spoiled ahead of time. In that same Cinema Blend interview, Reel admitted that she was scared of Netflix learning that she had said something that she shouldn't have. In fact, she said that Netflix produces a massive sheet that tells the actors what they can say in interviews and what they should avoid. By putting it all down on paper, Netflix is hoping to prevent even the smallest spoiler from slipping out. We can understand where Netflix is coming from. With fans fishing for even the smallest scrap of information on their favorite franchise, they want their cast to stay tight-lipped. Still, it's gotta be hard on the actors. There are so many secrets to keep about the plot of any new season, going in front of the cameras for an interview would become a gauntlet of trying to keep track of what you can and can't talk about. The cast is a lot of fun in interviews, but we wouldn't be surprised if they were all as nervous about spoilers as Reel was. One of the things we all have to learn to deal with today is social media, especially since the temptation to post without thinking about it can get the better of us. That's something that can get anyone in trouble these days. Imagine the added pressure if you have a massive following like the cast of Stranger Things. The need for them to be mindful of what they post is even greater than for the average person. If they post a revealing photo from the set on Instagram, they could lose their job. Sharing a wrong thing, like a page from their script, could even get them sued. That is no good. That is no good. To avoid the possibility of a social media post gone wrong, actors are routinely reminded to be careful when they get social. For an extra layer of protection, some producers won't let their actors use their phones on set, period. Avoiding mobile phones during filming has an added bonus too. It prevents one from accidentally showing up in the shot. Stranger Things wouldn't want an anachronism a la the Starbucks cup from Game of Thrones. Keeping those phones stowed away ensures that it won't happen. This one should probably go without saying. Every once in a while though, the cast is reminded not to say anything negative about the people they work with in interviews. Whether that's their co-stars, producers, directors, or other members of the production team, this would be terrible behavior. Obviously, it would reflect poorly on the actor who speaks out of turn. However, Netflix isn't just concerned with manners here. Saying something negative about someone else on the production can lead to public speculation that there's a problem on set. On top of that, it can lead to behind-the-scenes tension between co-stars. And no one wants to work in that kind of environment. By cautioning their actors to avoid speaking ill of their co-workers, the production maintains harmony. That makes it much easier to move ahead with the day's work. Shooting a period piece means that actors are expected to look like they're living in that period. Sometimes that can seem like a real challenge. Actors who have to get strapped into corsets to appear in stories set centuries ago have our deepest sympathy. The 80s of Stranger Things looks like a much more comfortable decade. However, according to Joe Keery, that really isn't the case. In an interview, Keery told a story about first getting cast as Steve Harrington. He revealed he was initially told that his character was going to be a swimmer. To prepare, he trained for 6 weeks to get a Speedo-worthy body. Not only did he want to look like a swimmer, he wanted to make sure he wasn't known as the chunky guy on the show. Keery said that after all that training, he showed up to his first day of filming in the best shape of his life. Yet, as everyone who watched the first season of Stranger Things knows, Steve, he's not a swimmer. Sometime during Kiri's 6 weeks of training, the Duffer Brothers changed the character. However, it turns out all that work had an unexpected bonus. Those 80s clothes the cast has to wear, and the jeans in particular, are really tight. Jeans from the 80s have no give. The material is different than the stretchy material used to make jeans today, and according to Kiri, they're tight in places you simply don't expect. That can be especially difficult because the actors have to get pretty physical during the show. Running from a Demogorgon while feeling trapped in your jeans can get super uncomfortable for the actors. Which of these rules do you think would be the hardest to follow if you were an actor on Stranger Things? Please discuss it down in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to The Binger for more fun pop culture content. Thanks for watching.